The Mystery of the Old Boot. A long, long time ago, at the edge of a forest where the wind danced with the leaves and the sun painted golden spots on the grass, lived a little hedgehog named Prickly. He was a hedgehog like any other, with spines as sharp as sewing needles and eyes that sparkled like tiny black buttons on the green coat of the earth. Every morning, Prickly went to his little patch of land. It was small but very neat. He swept away dry leaves, shooed pesky flies, and made paths with smooth pebbles. He took care of his berry bushes, watering them with stream water and dug up juicy worms to eat. When his patch was clean and tidy, he rolled in the grass, giggling happily. But one day, when he arrived at his patch, he froze in surprise. Right in the middle, like an uninvited guest, lay an old, worn-out shoe with a hole in its toe. "Oh, no," Prickly exclaimed, wrinkling his nose. "Where did this junk come from?" Just then, a twig snapped softly behind him. He turned and saw Rusty, a squirrel with a fluffy red tail, standing on a branch of an old oak tree, munching on a nut. "Find something, neighbor?" she called, squinting playfully. "Come see for yourself," said Prickly, pointing at the shoe. "Someone messed up my patch. Help me figure out who did it, and I'll share an apple with you." Rusty clapped her paws with excitement. "A mystery? I love those." She jumped down from the tree, and together they examined the strange object. They circled it, and Rusty scrambled up to peek inside. There was a round pebble, 2 chewed sticks, and a few gray feathers. "Birds were behind this," she announced proudly. So off they went to the old oak tree where bird families lived in their nests, but the birds just chirped and laughed. "Have you ever seen a bird in shoes, you sillies?" tweeted a sparrow, and the others joined in with cheerful chirps. Disappointed, Prickly and Rusty returned to the patch. They looked at the shoe again. "What about this pebble? Who left it here?" wondered Prickly. "Who else?" "Mole," exclaimed Rusty. "He's always digging and finding pebbles." They hurried to the meadow where Mole was busy building another mound. "Shoes?" grumbled Mole. "No use underground. I can't help you." Another clue led nowhere. But then Prickly remembered something important. The sticks inside the shoe had marks from sharp teeth. "Beavers!" he shouted happily. "It has to be them." At the river, they met a beaver carving a twig. "A shoe? What's that?" asked the beaver, puzzled. "It's something people wear on their feet," explained Rusty. The beaver shrugged. "Then people must have left it," he said calmly and splashed into the water. Prickly and Rusty looked at each other. They hadn't thought of the simplest answer. "Well," sighed Prickly, "let's go back. Will you help me clean up this junk?" Rusty nodded, and they returned to the patch. They grabbed the shoe, Prickly on one end, Rusty on the other, and tried to lift it. It was strangely heavy. Suddenly, they heard tiny squeaks and a little pink mouse nose poked out of the hole in the toe. Then out popped a whole mouse family. A mom, a dad, and 3 lively baby mice. "What are you doing here?" gasped Prickly. Mama Mouse smiled warmly. "This is our new home. A human threw it away, but it's perfect for us. We're settling in." "So it was you who left the feathers, pebble, and sticks," guessed Rusty. The mice had turned the old shoe into a cozy little house. They made soft beds from moss, used nutshells as baskets for food, and turned the hole in the toe into a window with a leaf curtain. They wove a ladder from the shoelace and laid a grass rug on the floor. The parents beamed with pride, and the baby mice squeaked with joy, chasing each other around their new home. "Come join us for a picnic by the shoe," called Mama Mouse. They all sat on the grass next to their new neighbors, eating dried fruits and seeds and sipping dewdrops from leaves. Prickly thought these new friends were a real treasure. From then on, the mice helped him with his patch. They collected worms, and Prickly shared his berries with them. That's how it is sometimes. What one person throws away can become a new life for someone else. Even an old shoe can be a treasure if you use it well. The end.